Hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Verbling. I am teacher Oakley. Hope everyone's having a great morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are on the globe. Today's class will be another conversation class. In today's class, our topic will be books and reading. Do you enjoy reading? I would like you to join me today, and we'll talk about the importance of reading and books, and maybe what kind of books people read. Is reading a popular activity in your country? When do people learn to read in your country? I'd be very interested to learn that. How do you learn to read? In school? Do your parents normally teach you to read where you live, or for you personally? Do people read newspapers where you live? Is that common, or does everyone use the internet now? So all these questions, we're going to talk about reading in you personally, reading in your country or in your culture, and maybe we'll try a little description. Maybe if you can think about one of your favorite books and kind of describe the plot or storyline of the book. Maybe we'll try a little description, a little opinion, all the things that we usually do in our conversation classes. Okay, so join me and we'll get started. Hi, Juan. How are you today? Hello.
Yeah, very good. And you, teacher?
I'm doing well, thank you. Nice to see you again. Juan, do you... Sorry?
Oh, no, I was just saying nice to see you too.
Okay, thanks. Okay. Hi, Natalie. How are you?
Hi, Oakley. I'm fine, thanks. And you?
I'm doing well. It's very hot here, but I have the air conditioner cranked on full.
Oh, you're happy. I envy you. We have rains.
I wish it was raining all the time, actually.
Let's exchange.
Yeah, let's exchange. Fine, that would be fine with me. Hi, Chow. How are you today?
Hi, I'm pretty good. How are you, teacher?
Hi, good to see you again.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, thanks for joining. And I want to say hi to Maria. Hello, Maria. Maria, are you there? Okay. Maria, maybe try to fix your microphone, because this is a conversation class, and of course I will want to ask you questions and talk to you, of course. Hi to Daniel, Raval, everyone who's viewing. Hi, Mon. How are you?
Hello, teacher. I'm fine. And you?
I'm good. Thank you very much. All right, we're going to talk about books and reading. So Juan was the first one in the room. So Juan, do you enjoy reading? Is it an activity that you enjoy? Okay.
Yes, it is an activity I do like to do.
Okay. And what genres do you enjoy? What types of books? Or genre?
Basically, I like history books and also some psychology books.
Ah, interesting. Do you ever read, do you like to read historical novels?
I haven't read any yet in English.
Ah, okay.
I recently bought some books. Well, I don't know if this one is a novel. It's about it will be a biography about the life of Abraham Lincoln.
Ah, okay. Interesting.
That's another genre I want to start in English.
Oh, okay.
That was after watching the movie.
Okay. Do you know the difference between a biography and an autobiography?
Yes, I think a biography is when someone else makes the research and writes the book about the person. Let's say I do a biography of you, uh,
Heaven forbid.
and in case and the autobiography, heaven forbids too, is if I do one about me.
Right. Autobiography is when you write a book about yourself. Or sometimes, when you write a book about yourself, those are called memoirs. You write your memoirs or memories about yourself. Often, when people write a biography, sometimes people, I think this is common, I think Hillary Clinton, maybe Bill even, I think, Donald Trump, they have biographies written about them. They have what's called a ghost writer. So, right, they actually get somebody to write their biography or write their story. They provide the information, but somebody else does the writing. So technically, it's not an autobiography because, of course, they're not writing. So they get a ghostwriter. This is a common thing these days. Okay, Natalie,
Yeah.
are you a reader? Do you enjoy reading?
Um. 50-50, I must say. As frankly speaking, I have not so much free time to read, but sure, I have my favorite book. And the last one which I've read, by the way, I suppose it was in English, as I'm reading in English. It was John Steinbeck,
Ah,
Grapes of Wrath.
Grapes
Oh,
of Wrath.
excellent.
Okay.
This book impressed me a lot, really, especially the end of this book.
Okay. That book was required reading for me in both high school and college, actually. I had to read that book twice.
I did it by my will, so.
You did it by yourself. Well,
Yeah.
you know something? I had to read that book in high school, and I had to read it again in college. Of course, do much more deep analyzing it, but I chose to read it again many years later. It is an
By the
awesome
way,
book.
yes. You know, getting older, I understand that a lot of literature which we read at school,
Hmm.
they were not up to our age at that time. But getting older, you will to back to read them.
That is a very, very good point, and I completely agree. Sometimes our mental or emotional maturity is not really ready
Yeah,
for
to read such
books that we have to read in school. I completely agree with that idea. Absolutely. Chow,
Yeah.
in China, are there books that you have to read in school?
I don't know. It depends on your own school. They would have their own assignment about reading, but they are not general book. But there are some famous, classic book, and the teacher would recommend you to read, like about some history. Okay. But it is not compulsory. It is optional.
Interesting. Okay. Growing up, of course, in the United States school system, actually a very basic, fundamental part of education, everybody does this. We have mandatory readings, books that we have to read in English class or literature class. And we also, everybody that I know, we have a type of homework which is called a book report. We can choose the book, but then we have to write a review, like, about the book. It's very common homework in school. We have to maybe a written report, and sometimes we might have to do an oral or speaking report about a book. Very, very common in schooling. And do you have such a thing, Chow? Like a book report?
We have a message report, article report.
Article.
And yeah, there are some article in the book, and or learn about a new article, and we need to write a report, a review about it. And actually, the more common things is when you asked to watch a movie, and after you watch the movie, and you need to write a review about that. And in some school, they even have some, I think, ridiculous assignment. And there is a reporter by some teacher or some instructor about how to I don't know, talk about how to be success or some the success theory or something. And then after students were listened to this report, and then they were assigned to write a report or review, and it is about the school, the university credit. And I think it is ridiculous. And fortunately, it is not happened in my school, but in some school they did it.
Okay, let me see if I understand this. This is new to me, so let me try to rephrase. Which, by the way, speaking English speakers are constantly confirming information, rephrasing information in a conversation. Very normal, and you should cultivate that idea as you're learning English. It's not only is it okay to do, you should do that as you're learning English. Don't be afraid to confirm information. So if I understand you, Chow, the teacher or a guest speaker gives some kind of motivational speech, like or self-help speech about how the students can help themselves, or something like that. Is that it?
Yes, and also about their own experience about how do they get success. So yeah, such things. And that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a little strange to me. And then, okay. Yeah, all right. That's very, very interesting. But you know something, Chow? Many Americans and Westerners pay a lot of money to go watch a speech, somebody give a speech about how to improve their lives, or how to make more money, or have a better family relationship, or whatever.
Actually, I heard about a famous speaker named, I don't know, Robbins.
Robbins.
I don't know. Yes, he's the success coach. I mean.
Yes, exactly. Robbins. What's his first name? I don't know. I can't remember. Tony Robbins?
Yeah, Tony Robbins. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. That guy, Chow. Big money. Big.
Yeah. He's a businessman.
Yes, he is, and he makes a lot of money doing those kinds of speeches. Interesting. Yeah. And he writes books. He has many books. Okay. David.
Yeah.
Hi, David. Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome to the class. David, are you a reader? Do you like to read books?
Yeah. Yes. Yes, I like to read books.
What kinds of books do you enjoy reading?
Well, I like a lot of different genres.
Okay.
Yes. I don't know. When I'm going to choose a new book, I'm go to library, and I just start to looking what book looks interesting to me, and I just buy it. I don't have a favorite genre.
Okay, so I could say that David has eclectic tastes in reading. Great vocabulary word, by the way. Eclectic means wide-ranging. He likes many different types of books, many different kinds of books. I enjoy fantasy, science fiction, and mystery books. Sometimes I like nonfiction. David, do you know what the difference is between fiction and nonfiction?
Yes, the fiction is talk about events, not real events. Yeah, I think that's it.
Oops. Yeah, thanks, Chow. I misspelled it. I was not paying attention. I misspelled eclectic. Thanks, Chow. Very good. Yes, I misspelled it. Thank you. It's my spelling was wrong. Yes, he's right. Eclectic. Thank you. I appreciate that when I misspell words. I will do that sometimes. I'm not really a good speller. Thanks.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah, and David is exactly correct. Nonfiction are books that are based on facts or true, and fiction are made-up books. Okay, I want to talk to Maria. It sounds like your microphone's working.
Yes, I'm here, teacher. You're right.
Hi. How are you today?
Good, thank you. And you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Okay.
Are you a reader, Maria? Do you enjoy reading?
Yes, I like reading.
Okay.
Now, in this moment, I'm reading about the Birmingham, the city in England, because I have been living in England.
Ah, okay.
And it's the book about the history in general, about the place.
About Birmingham?
Yes, yes.
Ah, okay. So what is an interesting fact that we should all know? What's the most interesting thing you've learned about Birmingham, England?
The city. It's the very interesting the city I like. It's the cosmopolitan city I like in general. It's a lot of different people, different culture, different. I like in general.
Okay. It's multicultural. It's
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, really.
Cool. All right. So what kinds of books do you like to read? All kinds, or do you have?
It's the history in general. History. Yes, and maybe in the natural medicine. Natural medicine.
Ah, interesting subject. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Teacher, I have the question for you. When you say what the the book, I can say what type.
Yes.
Yes, it's the same, no?
That's right. It's the same. What type of book? What kind of book? Or what genre do you enjoy?
Okay.
We talk about genres for types of books, movies, TV shows, things like that.
It's confused for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
No problem.
Thank you.
That's why we're here, to learn stuff. I'm going to go back to Juan for a second. Now, Juan, you enjoy reading about Abraham Lincoln, but you read a lot of. Do you read a lot of nonfiction? Is that right?
Me?
No, I'm sorry. Juan, are you?
Yes, sorry, I was on mute.
Yeah, it's okay. So, do you mostly read nonfiction?
Yes.
All right, but you like reading about people who. What is a? Is there any book that you would recommend? Can you recommend? Actually, I'll be asking everyone. Is there a book that you'd like to recommend, and maybe we'll talk about it a little? Is there a book that you could recommend for the class?
Yes.
Or author, anything.
Yes. Now, if you just give me 30 seconds, because there are so many that I cannot recall exactly the name of the book. But in the meanwhile, I'm going to spell this author in the chat. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Dan Ariely.
I know.
Dan Ariely. You know?
Yeah.
Who is that?
Yes, I think I have just taken his class in the internet, on the internet. Just finished his course.
Really?
Yeah. And I got a certificate. Yeah.
You did. He knows. Look at that. Okay.
Yeah, he's a great author. Okay, my Kindle app just launched.
Okay, you guys, but both of you've piqued my interest.
Okay, this one. Predictably Irrational by Dan
Hourly? Airly? Is it?
Okay, I have the correct spelling. Yeah.
Okay. What was it again? Predictably. What was the title again? I'm sorry.
Let me change to the Predictably Irrational.
Okay, nicely ironic, kind of an oxymoron there. Two words that don't really go together. We call that an oxymoron. Predictable and irrational, of course, are two words with opposite meanings. So the title itself is what we call an oxymoron. Interesting. Like in warfare, some soldiers are killed by friendly fire, which of course, there's nothing friendly about bullets coming at your head. So it's kind of a ridiculous phrase, friendly fire. All right, predictably irrational. Tell me a little bit about this book. What does he talk about?
Okay, it is about the ways you react, or people in general react to different scenarios depending on the mood and the experiences and the maturity. He starts the introduction with how an injury led me to irrationality, and the research described here. That was about an illness he was having, that he had in the past. He survived it, and the different ways he reacted to that. He was describing, or he did an analysis of how he reacted in different stages of the illness and the approach for the treatment. He, if I recall correctly, I may be wrong because I have this. The last time I read it was several days ago, and I make the mistake of reading several books at the same time. So.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. Okay.
That's not a good. Well, I don't know, but I keep telling myself just read one. But I like them so much that I start to read different ones.
For myself, one, I just since you said that, I have to share. I hate it when I'm reading a book. I try to read one at a time. I totally hate it. I get angry when I'm reading a book, and then I lose the book. you know. So I can't find the book. I forget it at work, or I leave it in the car, or whatever. I lose the book. It falls under the bed or behind the couch or something. I get so upset, and then I start reading another book, and then I find the first book. Damn it! Which one should I read? I don't know what to do. Should I go back to the first book? Should I finish the second book? It's actually quite traumatic for me.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Well,
yeah.
Well, this is a personal. How do you say the recommendation I'm going to do? It depends on the person.
Yeah.
And also in this topic about books, because I do know that there are people that just won't go paperless. I fixed that problem by migrating almost totally to ebooks.
Ah, really? Okay.
Yeah. So now I'm going to I'm making my primary library, and I try well, if the book is available online, to purchase it online, and I have them all in the cloud. That's the advantage. So I can read them in my computer or on the phone. And well, I don't know. I've always had this like struggle of reading books, because sometimes, depending on the format they are presented, the physical. Sometimes if it is a big book, I don't mind reading big books, but the problem is when you open it and you pass the pages. I don't know. For me, it's a little bit difficult sometimes to.
I do.
The way to sit, or and also for reading at night, because with the electronic book you have the advantage you can adjust the screen brightness.
Okay.
So I like this, but that's also the other problem, since there's an advantage of acquiring them immediately, and you get recommendations based on that book, and then let's say you do well. I do some research about the topics mentioned as I read the book, because well, depending on the topic, there'll be some that I don't that I have no idea at all. So I get these recommendations, so I get distracted, and I purchase this other one.
I see. I gotcha. Funny. Okay.
But, yeah, in this book, the way it's basically about it, and what I do like from this author is the way he makes like a journal analysis of human, or the way he explains human behavior, but from a more like realistic way. Not like tending. There's like a trend of being positive all times.
Yeah.
That I think it's the same as in the opposite of being negative or a nihilist,
pessimistic. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, pessimistic. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't agree, or I find myself very difficult to be positive all day long, or 100%. I like those kind of.
Who can be positive every second of their life? Give me a break.
Well, there are authors and books that tell you can, and that you can attract almost anything by I don't know what, because I only read one page.
Yeah, theory of attraction. Yeah, I've seen. I know. I know what you're talking about. Whatever.
Wasting money was.
Yeah, that's a whole nother story. All right, let me talk to Natalie for a minute. Natalie. Natalie.
I think I prefer to listen. Okay.
All right. Well, just a quick question. Do you read ebooks, or do you prefer physical
Both.
hard copy?
Both, but you know, it's very difficult sometimes to read ebooks because eyes are getting tired very soon. Get tired very soon. So I prefer sometimes to lie on the couch in a very, how to say,
Okay, me too.
casual position.
Yeah,
With a cup of hot tea and reading. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Read.
Me too. Yeah, I don't read ebooks because I have a tendency to be clumsy and spill my tea.
Yep.
Yeah. So you're reading Grapes of Wrath, a classic, John Steinbeck. Who's your favorite character? You already kind of recommended it, so I won't ask you to do that. But who's your favorite character in that novel?
I can't say. Really, as you know, I think it depends on my mind, on my memory. It's not very good, and my memory is so hard to say. Choose.
I don't know.
I don't remember the adjective.
Okay.
So I remember only very bright and impressive events. So according to this book, I remember the red line of this book and the end of it. I can't say what was what main character, what hero is my favorite. I can't say so.
Okay.
I accept this book emotionally.
Okay. All right. Fine. All right. Good answer. Okay. Ciao.
Yeah.
Do you have first of all, I think it's very interesting that you're familiar with the author that Juan was talking about, and you said you took a course?
Yes.
An online course? Really?
Yeah, online course, and it is totally free in the
really?
website. Yeah. And I talked to Professor Dan once in a Google Hangout.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you hear that, Juan? Check that out.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Cool.
Yeah.
I got to know this author by
Give a link.
Yeah. We want the link, Ciao. Can you give us a link?
Okay, so I would put this course, but I'm not sure. But the course is already closed 1 month ago. So, but I think they are planning to open another in the future.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
I also forgot to mention that I'm reading some classics of history, like the Satyricon. Is that the correct?
Satyricon?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I've never read it. I've heard of it, but I haven't gone there yet.
It's from ancient Rome.
Yes.
And I have read some passages, well, but Spanish. But when I started to practice more in my English, I also started with this one because.
Yeah, well, that's kind of difficult because you're dealing with Latin translated to English, and you're a second language speaker. That one could be challenging, I would think.
Yeah, I did it for the challenge, just to to try to go further, and also to read Plato.
Yeah. Oh boy, make me remember Latin classes. Okay, so Ciao, what exactly was the course about? Behavioral. It was a lot like what Juan was talking about.
Yeah, it is about the irrational behavior and about your emotion and your self-control and some psychology about the money. I mean, you have you feel different agony when you use a different payment. As for if you use a credit card, you are more willing to pay. You spend more money when you use credit card, and other things like I can't remember exactly, but something about some irrational behavior, and IKEA effect, and that means the people would prefer the stuff that are made by themselves. People would value it more, and there are many interesting stuffs. So I also recommend this book.
Okay, interesting. Do you have any other books that you would like to recommend?
Yeah, and I think there is a great book named Freakonomics, and it's about I can't remember the author's English name, but a Chicago University's professor, and this book is very interesting, and it is different from the normal, I mean, the common sense about economics, and it talk about some. Let me think. Give me a second.
Well, hang on. Let me ask you a question. Is it two words, free economics, or is it freakonomics?
Freakonomics. They just combine the two.
Like freak. Freak.
Yeah, freakonomics.
Freakonomics. All right, that's a great title, by the way. I love the title.
It just challenges the common sense about economics. Yeah, and it also have a movie. They made a movie about this book. So if you don't want to read the book, you can also watch the movie.
Okay. I also like books about economics, because economics is so wide open a topic, and there's so many ideas. But one thing I realize is that when I read books about economics, it seems to me that every country in the world is doing it wrong.
Yeah, it is controversial. Controversial.
It is, definitely. Yeah. So the controversy makes it more entertaining, in my opinion. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But it makes
Freakonomics. All right. I'm gonna.
Could I say one?
Yeah. Go ahead.
It makes me sometimes when others ask me what is a major, and I respond economics, and actually in the general definition, the academic definition, they don't think the economics is a science. It's just a social science, and so it is embarrassing science, because it includes some math or some prediction or some calculation, but it often wrong. So it is.
Yeah. Well, I personally, my opinion, I totally agree with what you just said. Absolutely.
Yeah, but it also makes it more interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Just the fundamental nature of that. It's very difficult to predict what different actions and. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Okay. I'll talk to David here now for a little bit. Yep. Hello, David, again.
Hi.
Hi. Do you have a book that you would like to recommend to the class?
Yes. Okay. The last week I finished to read The Never-Ending Story.
The Never-Ending Story. Okay.
It's a great book. Well, I think it's a book for child, but the history is good. I think teach a lot about what is the best thing. Okay. Well, I think the book teach about what is the most important thing, which is love. Well, this book talks about a boy who first want be handsome, be strong, be popular, and when he heads in that qualities, he not feel happy.
Okay.
He and at the moment when he have everything he wants, he's not happy at all. So after he understand what he really needs is love, in particular the love of his father, because, well, in the book he even talked to him.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Interesting. All right. Thank you for talking about the book. All right. So the book can teach you something about morals or life lessons. Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a great book for children, because when we are children, we want a lot of things. When we want have more things, and the important part of is we not need things or be handsome or have money. We just for be happy. We need our family, the company. Yeah.
Okay. All right. A book that teaches life lessons or morals. There are other books. A lot of times, books like that are very metaphorical. Okay. And there are books that are called fables or parables. Parables or fables that teach life lessons by making some kind of analogy or sounds similar to what you're talking about. I think I read this book, but a long time ago, The Never-Ending Story. It sounds very familiar. I think it was a while ago. I'm not sure, actually. I've read a lot of books. Sometimes I get confused. Okay, Maria.
I'm here, teacher.
All right, Maria, do you have a book that you'd like to recommend to the class? And just a second. Hi, Dennis.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I don't know if the correct name in English. I write for you because I reading in.
Okay. What's it called again? Maria? Enzyme.
She has disappeared.
Enzyme? Enzyme. I'm calling her Enzyme. Maria, are you there? All right, I'll go talk to Dennis. I'll come back to you, Maria. Hi,
no,
Dennis.
I'm here, teacher.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dennis.
It's correct, the name, enzyme.
Okay.
It's the book is from the doctor from the royal family from Japan. It's about the hair in general. What type the food you can eat, what type the drink you can drink, practice do meditation, yoga in general. It's for the hair in general. It's the really a good book.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So interesting author. All right. So this is a book about health and nutrition.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. A self-help book. All right. Interesting. Okay. Thanks for that.
Mm-hmm.
Dennis, we're talking about reading today. And by the way, hi, Dennis. Nice to see you again. Hey.
Okay, I'm here, yeah.
Hi.
Hello, Oakley.
Hi, Dennis.
Hello, everyone.
So, Dennis, do you have a book that you could share with the class which you could recommend and maybe tell us a little bit about?
Oh, command. I don't know. I prefer not to recommend because it's really it depends on tastes and depends on.
Yeah. Okay. Do you like to read, Dennis?
Yes. When I was more younger, I read a lot. Actually, much more than now. Now, just I don't have enough time. But yeah. And when I was a child, my best friend's mother was a librarian, and we very often played at this library. It was not a big library, but enough for children, and it's very, very interesting.
So that's terrific. You got to hang out in a library when you were a kid. Are libraries, bookstores, are these places very common where you live, Dennis?
Yes. Yes.
Do you have used bookstores?
You mean to buy a book or to borrow a book for?
You borrow a book, of course, from the library, but there are bookstores, you know, those giant bookstores like Barnes and Noble, and they're in the mall or whatever. And then actually, for me, I love going to a used bookstore where they're reselling a book, often very, very cheap. And there's some, usually, you know, they're not bestsellers. They're not popular. So you can find a lot of very interesting, obscure, hard to find material.
Yeah.
Do you have used bookstores where you live? Actually,
yes, but now I often use ebooks, electronic books.
Electronic books now. Okay.
Yes. More.
I suppose our bookstores are open now.
What's that, Natalie?
I suppose. Well, Denise, are you from Russia? No.
Yeah.
From Russia? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I suppose that maybe you will. How to say? You'll be agree with my point of view. I suppose that nowadays our bookstores looks like store of jewelry. You know, they use very expensive covers, bright colors, very good paper, but the contents stuff inside of it leaves much to be desired.
Really? That is interesting.
There are many offers, just one day offers, which I don't know, and the topic is one and the same, and even the title is almost the same.
Really?
Really. I hate our bookstores nowadays, and the books are very expensive.
Yeah, books are very expensive here, but it's not a problem of books actually. It's just we have more than enough information around. It's not about bookshops.
Fascinating. Well, it's still fascinating. I don't know. The trend of book sales and all that. Of course, we have ebooks now, and I love actually. I hate shopping. Okay, shopping for clothes or anything. I absolutely hate it. That's just me personally. I can't stand it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. However, I do like used bookstores. I actually really enjoy poking around and looking at different books and trying to find authors maybe I haven't read in a long while. And I enjoy actual hard copy books. I don't know what it is, the smell. I can't tell you why. I've tried reading ebooks or I don't know. It just doesn't work for me. I don't know. My brain just doesn't accept it. I can't really explain why. But
No,
I
just a
love
matter of habit, actually.
matter of habit. Possibly, I'm old, so maybe I'm. You can't teach an old dog new
No,
tricks.
you just need to practice. Because I also had the same problem.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but now I have a problem sometimes reading a book on paper than from my screen.
Well, okay. I don't have a notepad or anything. I have a laptop and I have my main PC. But maybe if I had a notepad, I could handle it. But when I read, like Natalie said, I like to have snacks and tea, and I roll around. Look at me teaching class. I'm jumping around like a bunny rabbit or something. I can't sit still. So even reading a book, I'm turning and lying down and sitting on my head. I don't know. Obviously, it's not going to work with a computer. Maybe if I had a notepad. Okay, Juan. Mm-hmm. Now you're in. Where are you? You're in Mexico, right?
No.
No, I'm sorry.
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica. I'm sorry, I got confused. Sorry about that. I should know that. All right, in Costa Rica, are there a lot of libraries or bookstores?
Yes, there are. There are not like many different. I don't know if it can be called brands or chains of stores.
Yeah.
But yes, we do have different options of different kind of books and different quality of books. We have like well,
do you have
three that I can recommend?
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
I don't know. Like three that I can recommend.
Okay.
And okay, I have a question to you.
Sure, Dennis.
To you.
Yeah. Shoot.
How do you think, for example, 3 books which, for your opinion, are absolutely necessary for everyone who studied English and in general? Yeah.
Grammar book.
3 books.
You put me on the spot, huh? Put me in the hot seat, huh? That entirely depends on the level, the speaking level. I can't really just give 3 books for all people trying to learn English. That would never work.
Say for the advanced level.
Advanced level, which most of you guys are. You know, I don't know if I can even do that because it depends on if I recommend a book that I enjoy, you quite probably you might not enjoy the genre or the type, and it may actually discourage you from reading in English. So
maybe I even didn't mean quality of this book. Just a book without which you can imagine your, I don't know, childhood.
Well, I myself, okay, I love, I love science fiction and fantasy, so I would have to say J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Ring. Read the whole thing. All 3, please.
Yes, I read it.
But you did?
Russian. Yeah.
But in Russian. Interesting. Cool. A book by a gentleman named Robert Heinlein, Stranger in a Strange Land. Very cool book. Stranger in a Strange Land. Robert Heinlein is the author. I think it's a great book. Similar, it's science fiction, but it actually has their slang in our modern English-speaking culture that comes from this, like grok, to understand something fully, spiritually, and deeply. Close to what David was saying about a book that can teach you moral values or teach you life lessons. this would be similar. Actually, I thought of this book when he was speaking earlier. Robert Heinlein. That's one, and another one which this book is very famous, by the way, in English-speaking culture, Stranger in a Strange Land, written in the 60s, which is evident when you read it because the whole civic movement, you know, the whole sort of hippie uprising, anti-war, peace, all of that is evident in the book. And there is another oddly very obscure book, but I can just say the author, really. But, all right, I'll give you the book. There's another book which I totally actually changed my thinking about life. It's called Sirens of Titan. Again, it's science fiction. This guy doesn't usually write science fiction. But this is my favorite author. He actually usually writes historical fiction. His name is Kurt Vonnegut Jr.
Yeah, it's very famous in Russia, actually.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, he was very famous in Soviet Union, and I...
Really?
Yes, I had his complete works.
Do you? Okay.
Translated in Russian.
Cool. I didn't know that.
In 10 volumes, actually. So it's very powerful.
Yeah, okay. Very interesting. I love this guy because he, well, yeah, as Juan said, he's not always happy, that's for sure. He can be quite depressing. But somehow he manages to be funny. And every time I read a Kurt Vonnegut book, I get more out of it. For me, that is the key to a great book, where you get more out of it when you read it the second time, or the third time, or the fourth time. Oh, I didn't even understand the point he was making, and this is the 5th time I've read it. That is a great book, and that I find a lot of Kurt Vonnegut's material. You can learn more the next time, the next time, the next time. I think that's one of the coolest things about reading, actually, is how you can read the same book and get a lot more out of it the next time. Okay. Chow. Back to Chow. Chow, are there any famous Chinese authors whom I should be reading?
I think one guy who just won the Nobel Literature Prize named... Oh, gosh, I just forgot his name. Oh, yeah, I remember. But I don't know if it is his English name or, but his books just have some Chinese character and some culture, and just it is the real Chinese thing and about the rural culture. And
really?
And but I have to admit that I haven't read his book. My roommate did it. Maybe the style is not resonating with me.
Okay, all right. But okay, Moyan. Okay, making notes. I'm making notes. And Chow, never worry if you forget the word or something in one of my classes, because you've probably noticed I forget what I'm talking about at least 5 times during the class.
Yeah, I know.
You know. Thanks a lot, Chow. Thanks a lot.
It's okay.
Okay, guys. Another interesting discussion because of you. So I want to thank you very much for joining me today. Thanks a lot, guys. Another very interesting class. And I will be back 2 hours from now.
Okay, bye.
We'll have another conversation class if you're around. So see you guys. Thank you very much.
See, bye. Thank you.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.